Rudy Giuliani was caught on a secret tape explaining why his son refuses to talk to him anymore. And at first, this seems like just some normal family beef, but it actually gets really juicy, so make sure you stick to the end because I'll go through all of it. Now, this juicy secret tape was released in Rudy Giuliani's sexual abuse lawsuit, which is currently ongoing. And this is just one of the lawsuits that he has going on. It's actually getting so bad that at the end of last year, he had to file for bankruptcy. And filing for bankruptcy actually gave him a little bit of buffer room in between these lawsuits because he was actually ordered to pay $148 million, which obviously he didn't have. But despite having all of this time since the bankruptcy to sort of just figure out finances and figure out how he's gonna pay for it all, he still hasn't done a thing. And because Rudy hasn't done anything to sort of say, hey, I'm actually trying to work on my finance stuff right now, so give me a break, a judge might actually have to appoint a Chapter 11 bankruptcy trustee to basically just manage his finances and figure it all out for him, which would mean that Rudy Giuliani would lose control of his own financial life. So overall, Rudy Giuliani is just not having a good time. He's about to lose control of his financial life. He had this juicy secret audio get released, which we'll talk about here in a second, and even 2 weeks ago, he had to go to Arizona jail for felony charges. All of this almost makes you feel bad for him. But the key word there is almost, because Rudy Giuliani is a heinous man. He's enjoying every second of everything that's going on, and just one look at his most recent mugshot tells you everything you need to know. Take a look.
Former Donald Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani was paying the price for playing hard to get when state agents tried to serve him with papers telling him he was indicted in Arizona. A court ordered Rudy Giuliani to travel to Phoenix by June 20th for fingerprinting and a mugshot after his indictment in the fake electors case. Giuliani also had to post a $10,000 cash bond that ensures he'll appear at future court dates. The former federal prosecutor has entered a not guilty plea to all charges. As he left the Maricopa County Courthouse, Giuliani denied he did anything wrong and claimed the case against him would be thrown out. Do you have any regrets about what you did in Arizona after the election?
Oh, my goodness, no.
Why not?
I'm very, very proud of it.
Proud of it? Proud of trying to overturn the vote?
That's your words. Oh, but are you on one side? Just one side? That's a hell of a way to ask.
Well, that's the allegation against you, isn't it, sir? That's what the indictment says.
No, but I'm presumed innocent, aren't I?
You are.
Well, you don't seem to be presuming me innocent. You seem to me to have a prejudiced viewpoint. You seem to have a prejudiced viewpoint.
Well,
I mean, that's a heck of a prejudiced viewpoint for
okay, you said
an American.
Your answer was heck no. Why not?
Because there was a substantial amount of vote fraud that went on here. That was covered up. Probably one of the biggest conspiracies in American history. And I think that's coming out over and over again.
Where's the evidence the election was stolen, sir?
For all honest people, you can see it. For people who are operating under a kind of democratic brainwashing and fraud, you refuse to see it.
It's the crime of the century, as it's been called. Where's the evidence?
The evidence is abundant. It's a tremendous amount of evidence. Let's get started.
Do you believe you'll be acquitted, sir?
I believe the case will be dismissed as unconstitutional. This is a complete misuse of the criminal process to interfere with the 2024 election.
Giuliani is one of 18 defendants in the fake electors case. The indictment alleges they engaged in an illegal scheme to overturn Joe Biden's 2020 victory in Arizona by sending Congress a phony slate of 11 Donald Trump electors as Arizona's duly chosen electors. A trial date is tentatively scheduled for October.
Given all of that, Rudy Giuliani deserves all of the bad things that are happening to him right now, including his son refusing to talk to him. Let's dive into that juicy transcript that was just released. Now, the article that this comes from is Newsweek, so we're just going to dive into this whole article because it is so jam-packed with juicy info that it's easiest just to read through this whole article. Now, it seems like, as this first line says, the general overall kind of reason why his son won't talk to him anymore is because of his alleged relationship with his podcast co-host, according to the secret recording that was submitted to the court. But it gets deeper than that, because Rudy Giuliani could be heard telling an employee, "All of my friends think I'm crazy. My son doesn't talk to me anymore." Even not only his son is saying, "No, you're crazy, I don't want to talk to you," all of his friends, all of the people that are supposed to be his buddies, they're like, nah, you're crazy. We can't talk to you anymore. Now, like I said, this was referring to the alleged relationship with his podcast co-host, Maria Ryan, and his continued good relationship with her husband, Bob Ryan. So Maria over here is still married to Bob. Allegedly, Maria and Rudy are having an affair. He still has a good relationship with her husband, Bob. So already you can sort of see how people are thinking that Rudy is a little crazy for all of this going on right now. Rudy had spent the Thanksgiving with the Ryans for the second year in a row, and Rudy's son, Andrew, did not approve. He said, quote, "This is the second Thanksgiving we did this," and he said that his son said, "If you do it at Christmas, I'm never going to talk to you again." Now, it's important to note that this recording was made on December 19th, 2019 by Giuliani employee Noelle Dunphy. Now, she's actually the one who submitted the 10 million sexual harassment claim against Giuliani. And I bring this up because she is referenced talking in this, so you just sort of need to know who she is. Now, in response to Rudy saying that Andrew said that if he did it at Christmas, he would never talk to him again, Dunphy replies, "Andrew just wants you with him." So just very clearly, his son just wants to spend time with his father. Now, simply just wanting to spend time with his father is not the only reason Andrew wants him to spend the holidays with him. He is also concerned that Bob Ryan, the husband, will eventually snap, saying, quote, "No, Andrew thinks he's crazy." Dunphy says he wants to protect you, and Giuliani says, referencing Andrew, thinks he's crazy. He said, "Someday he's going to kill you." So not only does Andrew probably just want to spend time with him because, let's face it, he is getting old, he's also concerned because he thinks that Bob could potentially be out to kill Rudy. And Judy continues, "No, I don't think he's going to kill me. I don't think he's going to kill me. It's just weird." So it sort of makes sense where Andrew's coming from here, right? Because if he thinks that Bob's already inherently maybe a little crazy, if he finds out or already knows about Maria and Rudy's alleged relationship, if he's already a little crazy, that might not end well. Now, it's important to note that Rudy and Maria have two different sides to what they're saying here, because we are going to be diving into more of what Giuliani is saying about this alleged relationship. But first, Maria is saying that I am not his girlfriend. I consider him one of my best friends. So she is denying this whole relationship ever taking place. But then you have Rudy Giuliani over here saying she loves me, but she can't leave her family, including her husband. And he also suggests here that he still maintained a friendship with Ryan's husband, which Giuliani said is the weirdest effing thing. Now, part of Rudy Giuliani's lawsuit here is that Maria was trying to hide Giuliani's assets to basically, allow him to keep money, which legally he wasn't supposed to do. Now, she denies this claim strongly, just like how she denies that, they didn't have that relationship. But that's sort of like how she ties into the legal side of things. Next, Rudy is saying, "So I had Thanksgiving dinner with them again for the second time, like we had said earlier. Bob made Thanksgiving dinner for me. Then last Sunday, Maria got sick for about 4 days and she was in the hospital. You know who took her home from the hospital? Bob and me." So already this is like a really weird situation where you have Rudy Giuliani and Maria potentially, allegedly having this relationship, but then also Maria's still has a husband, Bob, but they're all friends, and it's just really weird. Giuliani also recalls Maria Ryan saying that she and Giuliani could get married and Bob Ryan could live with them as he and Giuliani get along so well. According to Giuliani, Maria said, quote, "If we get married, could Bob live with us? You two seem to get along so well." And then he says, "It's true," presumably talking about him and Bob's relationship. But then later, Giuliani says, "But this is the weirdest effing thing. We've had this affair for 2 years, and I'm friendly with her husband. Can't even figure it out." So he basically is admitting that there's some kind of affair going on, allegedly. Remember, this is all court documents. It hasn't been officially certified yet, so we have to say allegedly, but he's admitting it right here. But then again, we don't know exactly what kind of affair. Is it a sexual affair? Most likely, but it could also be more of like a romantic affair. We don't really know. It just says affair. So it's sort of up in the air for interpretation with that. Now, this is all of the information that we have as far as this transcript goes. But a court reporter who transcribed the recording certified for the court that this transcription was a true and accurate record of the proceedings. So this is as accurate as we have. So yeah, overall, this was super juicy. It had so much information. It was way more than just, oh, my son doesn't love me anymore. It went into like really big details into his affair, alleged affair, at least. Overall, Rudy Giuliani is just a horrible human being. And, normally I might feel inclined to feel a little bad for the guy, but he proves time and time again that he deserves all of the bad things that happen to him. And with all of these lawsuits currently underway, it'll be really interesting to see how they all turn out.